Hi, my name is Angel. Welcome back to my channel. If you are anywhere in the online book space, specifically like Instagram and TikTok, I feel like maybe a little bit of YouTube shorts, then you've probably seen what we are here to look at today, which is something that I like to refer to as Unhinged Smut. And this is basically when people create like these short form content videos about really smutty books or like dark romance books, and they try to sell the book, but they always use the most unhinged smutty scenes. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, you will. Stay tuned, you will understand. But they're always the most like insane situations. So slowly I have started to save those videos to a folder on my Instagram because I knew one day I would want to sit down and react to all of them for a YouTube video. So I feel like I have a pretty good amount in this folder now. So we're just gonna go through and react to all of those, look at them all together. I have been saving, like I said, compiling these videos, and then I waited a couple weeks since I like last saved a video to that folder so that all of these will be very fresh in my mind. And this has been ongoing over like months that I've been saving videos. And I've got a good amount. There are a few things that I have saved that are not necessarily book related, but I saved them because I just want to show you guys the impact that this had on my Instagram feed and my algorithm, where it started to think that I like this sort of content. And it got a little bit wild. Things I think are pretty much back to normal. I don't go on like reels too often, but what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna open up my folder and we're gonna go down to the bottom and we're just gonna get started. First of all, I do want to say a quick disclaimer. Of course, this is all for fun. I don't mean any hatred or judgment towards any of the video creators that are in this video or any of the authors of books that might get mentioned. I just think it's funny and I hope you guys can laugh with me. Okay, we are into the folder. Let's go ahead and click on the first video. Why am I scared? You want to role play livestock and butcher. So he takes you to the meat grinder. You cover yourself in olive oil. He bends you over the machine. We're going too fast. He grips your neck until you're out. He finishes, then eats his seed out of you, but he's still hungry. Will role playing be enough? There's a lot to unpack there. Okay, let's look at the next one. When you break the 800-year-old curse on his junk and he floods your grandma's garden with cum? Excuse me, what did grandma do to deserve this? The top comment says, I am dying of a brain-eating amoeba and this is the last thing I will ever read. Goodbye. Guilty of using blood as lube. This is Audrey Rush, which is the same author of the first video that we just watched. Okay. All right. Removing his own head and sucking his own eggplant. How does that work? Do I want to know how that works? No, I don't think I do. What else do we have? Making love to an eye socket, right? Sleeping with her dead best friend's dad. That's not that bad. Compared to everything else, that's not that bad. Keeping a corpse in his bed. Okay. I think some of these are horror books. I don't think that they're all romance books. At least I hope. Okay, it's not a romance book, it's a horror book. Okay, so that's good. I can get with that if it's horror, but some of these are romance books and that's a little scary. Her boiling pasta to eat for dinner. Her mafia alpha male crush drowning because he turned it into a box of pasta to spy on her. What do you mean? Why does the caption says this scene? Read my book Pasta Water. I think this is a joke, but I can't tell. Oh, she has more videos. Let's watch this one with 2 million views. Her telling him that her favorite Italian food is pizza. The 6'5" Italian mafia alpha male man getting jealous and turning into pizza. I'm pretty sure that one is a joke, but you can never tell with these because sometimes that's actually how they are. Okay, I don't like this already. When the tentacle monster decides it's time for you to birth his triplets. I don't like the way that's moving. Take his ink. I don't like that. I don't like looking at that. That's scary. We're gonna move on from that. When he's convinced they're soulmates, but doesn't know how to tell her, so he breaks into her house and fills her fridge with expensive cheese. What does that accomplish? That does sound pretty lit though. Like, I wouldn't be mad at somebody that filled my fridge with expensive cheese. Oh no. I'm scared. When he has 4 balls and each holds 4 gallons of alcoholic cum. The Loch Ness Monster. I'm concerned about the cover of that book because why is it like a cartoon? Like, that's not attractive, right? How did we get into monster romance territory? But why would it need to be alcoholic? Well, I guess if you're slurping on it. Okay, we're moving on. Oh, okay. So this is a nice little interlude. This is what I was telling you guys. I saved some that were not bookish related because I just want you to see the impact that this had on my feed. So let's take a moment of silence and we're gonna watch this together, okay? Sometimes I see stuff like that and I'm like, do people actually like unironically like this? Because that's wild to me. Like, how do you see that and not laugh because it's goofy? When she finds out her new troll boyfriend provides his to the coffee shop to be put on top of lattes. What is Mr. Rogers doing here?
You're learning so many important things, and I'm so proud of you.
She cancels their date because she's convinced he won't like her and will think she's weird, but she doesn't know he's been sneaking into her bathroom to growl into her used towels. What does that mean? What does that mean? To growl into her used towels. Somebody commented, does he have rabies? That's a good question. Why is he growling? We're back to the monster smut. When the tentacle monster wants you to, whoa, this is going too fast for me to read. The tentacle monster wants you to swallow his ink, but you've already drunk a bellyful. He gazes down at you and grins. Such a good girl, he growls. Slurping my ink like you can't get enough. You swallow. It's going to be a long, long night. Oh, this is the same author. Siggy Shade and her monster romance. You know, good for her. I will say, as far as like marketing and like advertising tactics, this definitely works because it gets attention. Even if it's not always the right kind of attention, it gets enough attention that it will find the correct audience. Let's move on. I had to put the book down because he cuts her with a knife and licks her blood before making her ride the handle. Oh, you know what? I'm not mad about this. We don't kink shame here, and I've definitely seen some worse things than that, but that is a little bit unhinged. When the princess's 6'8" personal knight finds out she's betrothed to the Duke of Wales, so he goes on a journey to the Pacific Ocean and fucks all the whales. What does that have to do with anything? Oh, the Duke of Wales. Okay, that one's a joke because their bio says not satire. I was so confused for a second. First, he bangs a pineapple. All right, and then he bangs a cantaloupe / turkey hybrid and uses the raw leg. What does he use the raw leg for? I don't think I want to know. Oh, we don't get to know. That's just a cliffhanger. Miss Lauren, I need you to tell me what he does with that leg. The comments are turned off, so I can't even seek any help on this one. Why is it a cantaloupe turkey hybrid? How did that happen? How does that work? Why is he doing this in the wait, why would you want, that's like bestiality, right? If it's a turkey? Okay. Oh, unless maybe it's a dead turkey. Not me over here thinking it's a turkey that's alive. Okay. We're moving on. See, this is just like too much for my brain to comprehend. I read a lot of fucked up stuff, but I don't read stuff like this where it's like fucked up and you're supposed to like it. Not for me. Okay. She opens up to her stalker about how lonely she's been since she lost her family in a car crash. And what does he do? He promises to get her pregnant. Of course, because why wouldn't he? Why would he have a normal reaction? He brutally unalives her foster family in the middle of the night and then uses silk ropes to kidnap her so she doesn't get hurt. Well, all I can say about this one is that I hope her foster family were assholes. Maybe they were abusive and that's why he was like, I gotta kill them all. So good for him, good for her, hopefully. Her cooking spaghetti for dinner. The mafia alpha male that turned into pasta to spy on her getting jealous. Oh, that's right. I think this is the same one that we watched, the pasta one from earlier, which we have determined is not real. I'm kind of sad. I kind of wish it was real. I could see it though. Somebody will make it into a book because I feel like that's a thing. That's definitely a market, is like the inanimate objects. Oh God, here's another one. I think I went on a deep dive of this guy's thing, and this is like, that's what he does. But I'm also pretty sure that he cosplays as Reese from Akatar, and I don't know how I feel about that. That is not my Reese. Okay. When your husband watches you hook up with a carnivorous tree, and his branches are longer and thicker and more satisfying. The Morning Wood Tree by Siggy Shade. Okay, go off, Miss Siggy Shade, because she's really pumping out these books. All I have to say about that is that sounds painful. A screwdriver. A cliff? Wait, is that a book? Like a book spine? Hold on, I'm more concerned about the screwdriver. Little Stranger. I've heard things about that book. I mentioned it recently in one of my videos. A screwdriver. What happens with that screwdriver? Because that's the one that's really got me worried out of all of these. And the book spine? I mean, there's worse things. But that poor book. That's all I've got to say. When she knife a grapist. Oh, okay. Rooster emoji. And he finds her in the kitchen with 2 slices of bread, cutting the rooster emoji into thin stripes. I want to say good for her, but is that really good for her? That's kind of gross. Not kind of gross, that is gross. Like, okay, cut it off, good for you, but why do you have to eat it? Why do you want to eat that? I'm scared. Not in this house.
Not in my house.
POV, the gingerbread man you just baked came to life and has only one question for you. And what's it gonna be? What's it gonna be? Okay. The Baker's Wife by Caitlin Brooks. I have no interest in reading Sentient Gingerbread Man smut, but if that's your thing, I have a book for you. When she bakes cookies for him, but he just makes fun of her until she cries. Yep, of course. And then what? Then moments later, he listens in horror as she's hit by a car. This is the stuff that really gets me. I'm like I said, it definitely works because it gets your attention and you're like, wait a second, what? And then, you know, you might look up the book after this and you might be like, well, I have to read it now because, like, what do you mean? But, like, who are there actually people that are looking at this, like, being like, oh, that sounds so good, I need to go read this right now? Because what do you mean? He makes fun of her until she cries and then she gets hit by a car? Next. Oh, it's another tree one. Oh, it's the same book. When you're cheating on your abusive boyfriend with a carnivorous tree with long-lasting morning wood. This man again.
Careful how you speak about my high lady.
Listen, if I have to suffer through it, you do too. But like, no hate, no judgment. Imagine going on a date with somebody and being like, oh wow, this guy's like super cool, super chill. When you get home and maybe you want to look him up on social media, maybe you want to follow him on Instagram, slide in the DMs, and you go to his page and this is what he's doing. Would you go out with him again? That's also like this type of video. Like, are there people that are watching that and actually like enjoying it in like a serious way? Like they think that's hot? No judgment, okay? But I just don't get it. Could not be me. Okay, when the 35-year-old Mafia Don, I don't know what that means, wants his enemy's 18-year-old daughter pregnant, while she is asleep, he touches her lower stomach. Empty. And then, her eyes flash open. Relax, sweet girl. He sees that she's ovulating. Wait. He did like an ovulation test on her while she's sleeping? How does that work? Oh, he pricked her finger. Isn't that what it said? Is that even how ovulation tests work? All I can say is I hope there's consent involved. But this is a little alarming. I'm not gonna lie, that's kind of scary. When you're a prison nurse who helps a prisoner escape, then he follows you home and gets you off next to a dead body. Okay. I don't know how to feel about any of these anymore. Where did the dead body come from though? Like, was it at your house? Or did he kill somebody along the way? Like, how did the dead body get there? I don't get that. When his dad pushes you down on your boyfriends and says, what does he say? Oh. I'm good. We're just gonna scroll past that one. Oh, I'm looking pink now. I did get maybe a little bit sunburnt yesterday, so if I'm pink, that's why. But also, it might just be because of this. Okay. I wrote a romance book where her boyfriend cheated on her, so she booked herself in for a full health check just to be on the safe side. The doctor being her ex-boyfriend's older brother, carrying out the examination, making her O on the table while saying, "You're doing so well. Get fired immediately." Fired. That man should not have a job. That man should not be a doctor. No, absolutely not. The human FMC thinking she's just having a one-night stand after having her heart broken. The cursed immortal shadow daddy planning on keeping her in his gothic sentient castle forever as his lover. Wait, sentient castle? Why is everybody a shadow daddy? I know that's like a thing that I've seen kind of some conversation around in the like book space, is like when it comes to fantasy, it's always like the shadow daddy trope. And it's like, let's do something a little bit different. Oh, it says it's a spicy labyrinth and a Beauty and the Beast inspired romantasy. Okay, you got me there with the labyrinth. Okay, this says husband reacts to a lights out audiobook clip. So we need some audio for this one. And I get to react to it too.
I stabbed the knife down, straight into the corner of her mattress. She clapped her hands over her mouth to muffle her horrified scream. I crooked a finger at her, beckoning her forward. "Come here, Al," I said, wrapping my other hand around the knife handle so there would be no mistaking my intent. "I want to watch you ride it."
Oh. The dude's reaction, this was so funny. I don't understand how people listen to smut on audio, even if I'm like listening to a book that is not like, I don't read smut, but you know, sometimes there's like spicy scenes in other books. Like, I can't do that when it's over audio. Like, how are you not so uncomfortable, especially when like it's an entire book of smut. Like that would be really, really difficult for me to do. Okay, I'm not sure how many we have left, but we'll see. When her stepfather walks in on her sandwiched between her two stepbrothers, we're off to a great start. Where else are we going? He's furious with them all, but not because they're her stepbrothers. Oh, what? Because they didn't include him? Let's see it. He's angry because he's jealous it isn't him. Yeah, that was predictable. She wakes up in the middle of the night because she hears a sound coming from downstairs. She finds him unaliving her family. I'm sorry, princess. I didn't mean to wake you. Go back upstairs. I'll come get you once I'm done. Why is he killing her family? Wait. Oh, it says this book has childhood best friends, kidnapping, second chance, primal play, tattoos. Okay, I didn't know that was a trope. The male main character is a psycho golden retriever. That does not sound like a golden retriever, man. He's killing her family. So it's her childhood friend that comes back to find her and then kills her family and then they fall in love. Sure, whatever. When he's been cursed with a four-headed tail. Oh. I was like, four-headed? What does that mean? You're the first woman in 800 years. I don't want to know. Oh, this is the same one. Flooding Grandma's garden. Miss Siggy Shade. What did Grandma do to you? Also, what is the point of having a four-headed tail? Because like, what are you gonna do with all four of those? Like, you can't use them all at the same time. She's afraid of giving birth. Okay. So he transforms himself into a seahorse and gives birth instead, based on editor's life. This has to be a joke, right? So this is a book called Stuffed by the Were Turkey, and this is a woman explaining it to her husband. So let's listen.
So I just finished reading a book about a woman. She goes to a turkey farm because she's protesting. She's like a vegan, so she's protesting like animal rights. The turkey running away from the farmers, so she opens up her arms and like the turkey jumps right into her arms. She dashes to her car. She gets back to her apartment. Eve puts the turkey in her bathroom.
I'm scared.
It's like scratching coming from the bathroom, so she goes into the bathroom and the turkey has like doubled in size. And then she notices that the turkey, like, her shampoo bottles and shit are like on the floor, so she goes to pick up the like shampoo and stuff from the floor. And when she's on the floor, the turkey starts like hitting on her from behind. The guy's hand comes down and like grabs her stomach and stuff. And when she looks back, the turkey is half man, half turkey. So his body is man, his head is turkey. This is like an actual for real book, okay? Like dark beady bird eyes, but then his hair down there, instead of it being hair, is feathers. He's got like the red turkey gobble and everything. End up doing it on the Thanksgiving food table.
Why though? Why would you want that? His head is a turkey head. I like that his pubes are feathers though. That's pretty funny. She thinks she's falling for a successful lawyer. But he's also a serial unaliver that's been breaking into her house to fill her fridge with expensive cheese and growling into her used towels. Oh, those were the same book? My man has problems. I still don't understand the growling into the towels. Like, what does that accomplish? When you have a necro kink and he's already dug a grave for you. He also gives you meds, puts you in an ice bath, pretends to slice and dice you, then takes your peachy pie in a coffin. You know, sure. Whatever makes you happy. Oh, I don't like this. I don't like this one. This is not book related, but this is one of the ones that, this is what my feed turned into while I was grabbing content for this.
I don't make love. I fuck. Hard.
I need a moment to recover from that, because that's so bad. And once again, like, are there people that like look at that and they actually like it? That they're like, that man is hot, that man fucks. Miss Siggy Shade is coming through again. Tell me what we have today, Miss Siggy. when the tentacle monster holds you captive with all 8 of his tentacles, and you find a 9th one. You wrap your fingers around it and squeeze. See how you like being held hostage. The tentacle monster lets out a breathy groan. That's not my tentacle. Right? Right? Naturally. Oh, that's the last one. Okay. Wow. I feel like I've learned a lot. Well, I think that's enough Unhinged Smut for today. I certainly had enough. I don't know if you guys had enough. I was gonna say, let me know if you think I should read any of these books. Realistically, I will not be doing that. It would make for a funny video, but I don't think I could put myself through that mental torment of reading monster smut. In conclusion, I don't have a lot to say, except that was quite an experience, and I'm glad that you guys have now suffered all of this with me. I'm glad I'm not the only one that has to witness these videos. Once again, if you are somebody that enjoys this type of book, good for you. Maybe you got some good recommendations from the video. But that's pretty much all for today. I just wanted to sit down and look at those crazy things with you, internet people. So thank you so much for watching, and hopefully I will see you guys next time.